Hey folks, it's Nathan here, or FVR375 as many of you know me through the channel. So today I'm going to do a quick review on a torch, which is not typically something I would normally do. But as with most of the sort of reviewing that I do tend to do around firearms and other equipment, I'm going to keep it very practical focused. So long story short, I had Olight Australia reach out the other day and they indicated that they would like me to have a look at their Javelot Pro hunting kit, which is their long throw, long range, essentially spotlighting torch. So it was quite a funny thing. So I've actually been using those torches for a number of years in the original format when they were the MX3 Triton. And I've got a Javelot Pro at home, and you know, I've used that gear quite a lot. So it didn't really, to be honest, interest me. They're an excellent bit of kit, no doubt at all. But I've been using them for a long time, and you know, I prefer having a look at new stuff when the opportunity arises. So I have got one of those little Marauder minis, which we'll talk about more with the Marauder series very shortly, which is a great torch, both with a spotlight and a flood capability. And so when the opportunity to test some gear came up, I asked if there was an opportunity to have a look at their new Marauder 2, which is what I have here boxed today. So basically the Marauder 2 is more or less the flagship model in terms of very large handheld capability, both with a floodlight and a spotlight inherent in the system. So 14,000 lumens, 800 meter throw, pretty amazing bit of kit. So before I get the torch out, I'll just read through some of the quick specs on the back of it. So as I said, on the floodlight beam, which we'll go and play with shortly, it has 14,000 lumens at its top level. And that'll give an 800 meter throw according to the specs. And you know, spoiler alert, I have played with this light a fair bit already, and you know, I'd be pretty confident in those numbers. It certainly is pretty much daylight. You can burn some retinas out with this one if you want to go down that pathway. It has a spotlight function as well. It's interesting. It has like a square beam on it, which is different to a lot of the other systems out there. So on that spotlight it's an 800 meter throw, and on the floodlight it's a 450 meter throw. It's 850 lumens on that spotlight with the square beam, and then they've got 7 different levels for each different light, which I'll show you how they work on the actual system as well. The other specs that are of interest, so 750 grams is certainly not a lightweight torch, and it's probably not something you're going to strap to your belt or whatever. For my context, this type of thing is very much like where you might have carried a dolphin light or something similar years ago. This is that, but way better, like heaps better beam on it. Lots of other little capabilities that come with it, which I'll talk to when I pull a bit of gear out. It has a IPX8 rating, so if you look up IPX8, that basically means it's well, they call it water resistant, not waterproof, but the reality is it means it can withstand immersion beyond a metre of water, but they don't define the length of time that it can stand that immersion for. So what I think they're really getting at is you can drop this thing completely into water, pull it back out, and she'll be fine. And it's certainly got all the O-rings and that sort of thing in there that will prevent water ingress, but probably not something you're going to take when you go swimming in the pool, for argument's sake. That said, it certainly seems to be a pretty robust unit in terms of those capabilities for holding out dust and water, etc. So without further ado, we'll open up the box that they sent out. So this is exactly as it came. So you've got a USB-C recharging cord here, and we'll talk about a cool thing with that in a minute. There's a set of instructions in the box, and then there's a torch itself. And it comes with a lanyard. So I've already put the lanyard on the torch. For no particularly good reason, but yeah, that's what it is. And as you can see there, she's a pretty chunky bit of gear. So yeah, fits the hand nicely. It's got a good silicone grip on the outside of it, which makes it quite dexterous. It's got like the glass breaking bezel around the top here. I'm not really sure if that's what it's for, but it certainly looks pretty snappy, and that's in a blue color. And then as you can see on the front of it there, in the middle here, you've got the spotlight aspheric lens, which throws that square spotlight beam. And then you've got all the big lights around the outside. So I'm not going to turn that on at this range because I'll probably melt my phone. But yeah, it's certainly got a lot of power going on there. So the other bit that's impressive, you can see that the back end of it's quite thick. So it's got a really big battery unit in this torch. And if you look on the specs, and I'll just talk to the highest power settings because that's probably the most relevant in comparison. So if you're going to run the floodlight capability, so 450 meter throw, and the floodlight's amazing, like it's really quite powerful. They rate it at 3 hours and 10 minutes of 14,000 lumens of output, which is, yeah, that's outrageous. On the spotlight, so you'll get 6 hours and 40 minutes on full power for an 800 meter throw on the spotlight, and that's continuous use we're talking about, not on and off through the night, etc. So that's that's really good compared to a lot of the other units out there, but you'd certainly expect that with a unit of this nature that is this large. And so when I say it's large, it's like it fits in the hand really well. It's not that big. What it probably doesn't do is it doesn't strap to your belt in a wonderful way. It's probably not great to stick in your pocket. It's a bit big for that, but for me, this is something that I'll carry around either in one of the work vehicles or in my ATV, and for follow-up on the ground or around a campsite, or if you're looking for down game, or any number of applications where you need a really ridiculously bright white light. I've certainly been really impressed with this unit so far. And I like the versatility of the really bright floodlight and the spotlight, and being able to switch between the two on the go. That's really good. So in terms of controls on it, it's pretty simple. You've got a on-off switch here, which also rotates, as you can see there. And you can see the cool little blue lights coming on as you do that. So one of those lights that is the full way up there on that side, that's your battery indicator. So it's telling you you've got full battery on it. And on the other side, you can see, as I twist that the other way, that basically is the power output of the light that you've got it set on. Below that, you can see just here is your selector, which is just a simple click. Okay, and that selector goes between your flood beam and your spot beam, and you can do that on the go without turning the light off. So we'll play with all that in a sec, so you can see how that goes. At the back here, you've got the lanyard that came with it, and then it's got a lanyard grip around it, which is, if you're using this on the water or something like that, and you need to have it secured, that's pretty handy. Yeah, that's not rocket science. Battery in the middle there. And then you've got this capability at the back, which is really cool. So it covers up there, as you can see, but there's a USB-C port at the top there. So for argument's sake, if you're in the field and you need to charge your phone or whatever, you can kind of use the torch as a battery bank as well, which is excellent. And the rating on that, so the battery capacity is 5,000 milliamp hours. So yeah. I don't know what that translates to outside of the torch timings, but it seems like a fair bit of power to have on hand, which is good. So that's pretty much it. So there's not too much else to talk about with the torch. Obviously, you've got the fins around the outside. They increase surface area to help it cool down. As with any of these really big torches, it gets a little bit warm, but it's not too bad. And I'll talk to more of that while I'm playing with it in a sec. On video. Anyway, that's all the close range stuff, as you can see there on the Olight Marauder 2. Okay, so in terms of the light, we'll just show you the basic functions now. So blue button to turn it on. Okay, and that's down at the lowest level now. So you can see that bit of a tree line I'm flickering on there. That's 52 meters ranged from where I'm standing now, and that's the lowest power setting on the spotlight function. You can see that square beam. Now as you dial up through the light capability, as you can see there, that's 800 lumens there, so it's pretty bright. I don't know how else you quantify that, but yeah, it's you could very comfortably see an animal at some significant distance with this light, and yeah, it's a very good bit of gear. Cool. So the other function on this is the flood function. So I'll just dial back down to low power there. So if you do that now, so that's the low power setting, and then you dial it right up, and you literally just have an amazing level of light. So again, that's 52 meters, and that entire tree line is lit up. So we're on a full moon night tonight. I don't know if that's doing significant justice to just how bright this light is, but I can tell you standing in front of it is not very comfortable. It is really, really bright. So yeah, again, amazing throw here with this unit. And you know, if you look up close, if you're looking for something anywhere, like it's just outrageous how bright that is. So again, just spinning around. Okay, see some markers down there. So those markers in the distance there, that way. So the yellow marker you can see right down the bottom there, that's 350 meters or thereabouts away, and we're on the flood beam at the moment. So I'll just switch to the spotlight. Again, you can see just how bright that is looking down there. So it's really bright. You can absolutely use this unit if you're going to run it as a spotlight in the hunting field. That would absolutely be capable of doing that. So it is getting a little bit warm now, just around the top from use, but as you can see there, you've got those fins on the back of it. It does cool down fairly quickly, and it doesn't really get hot where your hands are. It really just up on those fins around the top there, but it's got fairly good heat dispersed on it. So anyway, that is the Olight Marauder 2. As I said, this is a great camp torch, hunting torch, search and rescue torch, anything where you need a ridiculously bright light with a fairly significant run time and or a battery bank capability in the field, which is a pretty cool addition to it, then this is the sort of thing that would be really handy. So I'm probably going to hold on to this torch and use it in the field, because as I said, it's going to be pretty handy for a lot of the survey work and that sort of thing that I do, and dare I say it, for spotting feral cats in the bush when you're using white light instead of thermal. This is pretty well ideal. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks to the guys at Olight for sending the gear out. As I said, it's not typically the sort of thing that I do, but I certainly appreciate the reach out and the ability to try out some of this gear. Noting that I have been using Olight products for quite a while now. You know, they from the headlamps with little P-runs, which I like because they're waterproof and they're fairly robust. I've got one of these little Marauders, and now this bigger fella. So yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the content, and yeah, give one of these some consideration if you're after a really bright white light capability.